Hey, Margie here. Welcome to the Wake Up, Pray Up, Boss Up podcast, the show that helps Christian moms prioritize their physical and mental health so they can boldly step into God's calling. I'm your host, Margie Ruiz. Hey, Margie here. Welcome to another episode of the Wake Up, Pray Up, Boss Up podcast. I am so glad you're here. It's Valentine's Day this week, and you believe it. You're probably thinking about showing love to your significant other, your kids, your friends. But what about you, my friend? Let me ask you, when was the last time you showed yourself some love? We can't pour from an empty cup. If we're constantly burned out, overwhelmed, and emotionally drained, it's nearly impossible to fully love and serve the people around us. That's why today, we're talking about how expanding your window of tolerance is an act of self-love and why prioritizing your well-being actually helps you love others better. Before we dive in, let's talk about the science behind all this. The window of tolerance is a concept created by Dr. Dan Siegel in 1999. He's a psychiatrist and researcher who studies how stress affects the brain and the body. The window of tolerance is your brain's ability to handle stress, emotions, and daily challenges without feeling completely overwhelmed. Imagine 3 zones. When I go do this in a speech, I like to lay 3 scarves side by side, the same exact size, right? So imagine the middle of your window of tolerance. This is where your brain functions at its best. You can think and feel simultaneously, you experience empathy, you handle stress, you make good decisions. You're aware of the present moment, right here, right now. To the right of that is going to be the fight or flight mode. This is where you feel stressed, anxious, snappy, or overwhelmed. Your body is flooded with stress hormones, making it impossible to think logically. You can feel defensive, have racing thoughts, and be hypervigilant. Your brain goes into something we called reptile brain. We'll talk more about that in a moment. To the left is freeze mode. This is when you feel numb, unmotivated, and emotionally shut down. Ever find yourself just zoning out on your phone for hours? That is freeze mode. Ideally, your window of tolerance, like I said, is the same size as the other 2. So let's say you're driving to work and someone cuts you off. You move to the right a little. Then the kid's school calls that you say your son is sick and has to be picked up immediately, just as you're going into an important meeting. And you move a little further to the right. See, if your window of tolerance is healthy, you use your brain at its best and make decisions on how to handle it. The challenge? Most of us are living in the shrunken window of tolerance. It's like walking on a tightrope. One little stressor throws you into fight or flight. Now, you get cut off in traffic, you blow a gasket, you follow the guy down the road, flip him off like a psycho, and then pray that no one from church saw you. That ever happened to you? What happened? You moved from your healthy window of tolerance to fight or flight mode, and your brain switched into reptile brain. What is reptile brain? All the blood flow goes to the back of your brain, and suddenly you're incapable of making rational decisions other than 2 things. Fight, so you react aggressively, you get defensive, you snap at people. Number 2, fight. Avoid, withdraw, try to escape the stress. When in reptile brain, you should not make any important decisions. And yet, most of us are living and making decisions in this state all the time. Ever catch yourself binging Netflix because you have no energy to think? Well, I have good news for you. You're not lazy and you're not a procrastinator. You are a human being who has blown your window of tolerance and gone full force into freeze mode. I have good news for you, though. You can grow it back. And it starts with making small, intentional shifts, how I like to call them, clicks, every single day. See, so often we think of self-love as something soft and fluffy like bubble bath and face mask. But true self-love is about honoring your mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Here's the truth. If you don't take care of yourself, your body will eventually force you to stop. I have been there and it is not fun. Here are 3 ways, 3 clicks as I like to call them, to expand your window of tolerance and show yourself some love. Not just on Valentine's, but always. Number 1, wake up. Shift your mindset. Recognize what's draining you and what small changes could help. Ask yourself, what's one thing I can say no to this week? Number 2, pray up. Shift your heart. Take moments throughout your day to breathe and reset. Meditate on Mark 12:31. Love your neighbor as yourself. See, self-love is biblical. We are meant to love ourselves. Remember who lives inside of you. Are you keeping a great home for him? Number 3, boss up. Shift your actions. Take care of your body. Drink more water. Move, sleep, set boundaries. Do one thing today that fills your cup before pouring into others. I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, how big is your current window of tolerance? Are you thriving, shrinking, or in full-on survival mode? I created a quick 2-minute quiz to help you figure out where you are right now. And I put together a free guide that walks you through simple ways to expand your window of tolerance. Go take the quiz right now. Then download your free guide, The 3 Clicks to Expanding Your Window of Tolerance. Friend, this Valentine's Day, give yourself the gift of peace, energy, and joy. You can't give your best to others if you're constantly running on empty. Start with one small click today. If no one has told you this today, you are worthy of love. You are worthy of rest, of peace, of a life that fills you up instead of drain you. And it starts with you. What's one way you're going to love yourself this week? Comment below and let me know. And don't forget, if you found this episode helpful, share it with a friend. Let's help more women step out of survival mode and into God's peace. God bless and happy Valentine's. Bye. Thank you so much for listening. Hey, if you enjoyed the episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, shout it from the rooftops, leave a rating and a review, all the things. And to catch the latest from me, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at margie.gp6 or go to my website at margieruiz.com and make sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter. Thanks again. I'll see you next time. Bye.